Hello and welcome to A Gypsy's Kiss. It's Humpday and I'm Shelley Carney.
And if it helps you guys, I didn't find the treasure either. So we got a busy night. We're going to show you our new channel. We've got a present that somebody sent us we're going to open. We're going to share some pictures from Fennboree, and we're going to talk about a treasure that we hid and what came of it, and another treasure that we're going to hide because somebody gave us a gift of treasure to hide. Then we got mail, text, voicemails, call in. It's a busy night. We're going to have a busy night.
Where's our...
Julie, guess what day it is? Julie, huh? Julie. Mike, what day is it, Mike? Come on, I know you can hear me. Anybody? Huh? Woo-hoo! Mike, what day is it, Mike? Anybody? Julie, huh? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Julie, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike, what day is it, Mike? Let's guess what today is.
It's Humpday.
Woo-hoo!
Humpday, Hoedown. Did you get the, are you on the Facebook page?
Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't seen anybody come. I can hear your audio.
Oh. I turned it down. Stop it.
Stop it. Halo Jade is in Albuquerque. Why is it so hot here? Global warming? What can I say?
Is it?
Yeah,
Is it hot? It's the middle of summer.
Yeah. That's right. It's just, well, it's actually the beginning of summer. Right, we just had summer solstice in June.
Yeah.
We're quite halfway there.
It's summer.
So I am very disappointed. I had a video to share with you that was presented to me as a teaser for a new documentary.
And it was a teaser, wasn't it?
Well, it was a teaser because, wait, let's see. But there's much more to come. Okay, let me let him know that... Did you...
And while we're waiting for Toby to
keep
email
talking.
His buddies, let's talk about...
Excuse me, these are your buddies también.
Let's talk about our housekeeping. Let's see.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Housekeeping, you want towels?
You want towels?
And we want towels. Let's see. How about housekeeping? Make sure
that before you leave tonight, you like our video. YouTube likes it when you like our video. Shelley likes it when you like our video. In addition to that, share that with your family, your friends, your neighbors, your business associates, and the entirety of your social network so that we can
grow the channel.
And last but not least, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you're not already subscribed. That way,
click on the bell.
I haven't gotten that far.
Oh.
Subscribe to the show. Oh, wait, you're right. And make sure you click the notifications bell down for you to subscribe. Now you can do it. And that way, when we start a live stream or we schedule a live stream, you will be immediately informed. And
in the know.
How else are you going to find out about Fennboree if you don't see it here first, huh? So, and then last, not least, yes, of course, I took it all and
last but not least, make sure you, when you're sending us a comment in the chat room, look at William Hada, see how he did it. The @ A Gypsy's Kiss, and that made it highlight up in orange for us so that we see that he wrote, "Hello from Connecticut." Thank you, William Hada. And if you do that as well, we'll see what you wrote. Or alternatively, you could text us at 866-597-9901. Or you can do a super chat, which is just clicking on that stylized grayed out $sign at the bottom of the chat. And YouTube will walk you through the whole super chat process, and your comment or question will pop up in a great big, beautiful box. Depending on how much you decide to put in there is what color that box will turn. It's very special.
My suggestion is you go for the red. Red is your favorite. Red.
And otherwise, you can always call us at 866-597-9901, leave a voicemail, or call us when the phone lines are open tonight, and you can talk to Toby.
Yeah. Well, no, they can talk to you, too.
Did you put the new thingy in?
How?
The new SIM card?
No.
Oh, then they'll just talk to you.
You can't hear it?
I can hear.
Oh,
It's just so
okay.
many interruptions. And all
Yeah,
all
good
of us
point.
are trying to talk.
Well, I had all that editing to do.
I know.
That was a busy.
Yeah.
That was a busy little bee.
We're going to figure that out.
Yeah. Okay.
We put
so,
out a new video today on our other channel, INR. It's not a restoration.
and we did. I'm going to share it with you so you guys can see it. Let's do some. Let me get over here so you can see.
And also on the softer side, we had a great time today talking about the past does not define your future.
Right.
It was
So you
really
can always move forward,
awesome.
not
If you
via-
have not seen it, make sure you go over to thesofterside.live and check it out.
Jennifer Norred is over on Facebook. She just said hi to us, so we can see you,
Hello.
Jennifer. I want you to know that, even though you're on the Facebook side. So let me take you over there first, because I do want to share that with you. Here we go through the magic with the magic.
You're
of,
not showing the thumbnail.
I can't show
Oh.
the thumbnail. Once it's started, the
I see.
thumbnail is only for thumbnailing.
Thumbnailing.
Go
Nailing
down
your thumbs.
Yeah.
So you make sure you
Okay, so
subscribe
this
so you get to see the
is-
thumbnail because it's
This
pretty cool.
is our first actual restoration video on our new channel. Oh, look at that. Heat gun, baby. Wait, there's more. Hang on just a sec. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Bet you've never seen this before. Sand blasting. Huh?
Sandblasting.
So this is that's the first video on our new channel. It's not a restoration. We called it "It's Not a Restoration" because we're not doing restorations. We're doing customization. And apparently, I just realized after reading our description, we're now giving names to our
customized toy
customized
vehicles.
vintage.
This one is
toy vehicles.
called.
Bronzy McVanster.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Bronzy has a special story. Make sure you head on over to It's Not a
Not a
Restoration
Restoration,
and
yeah.
read Bronzy's story.
Here's why. This is what Bronzy ended up looking like after being brought back from near death. So we're having fun with that. We only have like around 700 subscribers, but hey, it takes time with these things, you know? Look at how long it took us to build up Gypsy's Kiss.
That's right.
Then what I wanted to share with you, let's go back to the screen because we're going to open a package.
Ooh.
So we got, save that for in just a minute when we start looking at pictures. So we got this package in the mail. And it's from Gerald A. Vacker. And he put Jerry from Bay City, Texas. Where's my
Oh,
knife?
Jerry from
So,
Texas.
Can you hear? It's got something.
What's inside the
What's
box?
inside? Let's see what we got in here. That's the worst thing you can do to a knife. That'll make $1 better than anything. Oh, got a
The box inside a bag.
And it must have been important because he sent it priority mail, and he had it priority, and then sent it express in the envelope. So he sure wanted to get it here. So
Wow. Did I leave my straw behind again?
have we been in Bay City, Texas, or something?
Well, maybe he was at Fennboree.
Oh, this is one of those disassembled ones.
Oh,
Oh, it couldn't be
What?
the same Jerry Vacker that we met at Fennboree, right?
I don't know. Did we meet when it?
Well, I'm kind of worried that I confused the names because all people were giving.
Hi,
it was
honey.
funny. We went, "Hi, honey." By the way,
Wave your knife at my husband.
oh sorry.
You scary man.
The radiator was amazing, just amazing.
And what about the bumper?
The bumpers were good too. The bumpers are beautiful. I need some footage.
I told you I took some. What do we have here? Fenn Treasure Solve.
Open it up.
Ooh. Whoa. It's a whole notebook. Ooh, look at that. Look at that.
There's something stuck on the bottom. Oh, it's a paper clip. So, dang.
And it's a whole book of pictures with sticky notes that
Comes with a letter. The poem, so this is from Gerald Vacker, sent us this. He agrees with us. Look at this. The poem is only half the solve. These are his words, as written on this piece of paper. Very nice, hand printed. Must
Mount
have been
Fenmore.
must have been a COBOL. Must have done COBOL in his life. So, do they have words on them? Picture taken downstream, boots around.
BNOTG. I don't know what. Boots not on the ground.
Boots not on the ground. Mount Fennboree. All right, so here's what he says. Number one, the poem, it's entitled The Poem Is Only Half the Solve. Number one, Osher Station, where warm waters halt. He agrees with you. Number two, Toltec Gorge, take it in the canyon down. It's actually the canyon that's in the Rio de los Pinos. The Toltec Gorge is 3/4 of a mile away. Number three, Beaver Dam, put in below the home of Brown. Wait a minute. That's our Cimarron solution. Number four, Beaver Creek. No paddle up your creek. Oh, you know what this is? This is the southern approach. This is out of the what's that wilderness up there that comes? It's in New Mexico. It's that one wilderness around on the map.
Mm-hmm.
The what wilderness? So he's coming up this. So he actually has to go down the Toltec Gorge to get to these Beaver Creek, because Beaver Creek feeds into the river at the Toltec Gorge. No paddle up your creek. Well, it does have water. Osha Canyon Gorge, heavy loads and waters high. That's another. Yeah, I know exactly where this is. It's that wilderness. There's a wilderness up there.
Mm-hmm.
That is south of the border, south of the river, south of the border. I can't remember the name, and I'm not going to look it up on the map right now. Blaze, just about the gorge, a rocky formation with petroglyphs, also a bighorn sheep resting, sheep eater. Oh, interesting. Keyword is down, south. Look down and seize your prize. 8. Looking south, you will see the crescent moon with a bird on a nest feeding the baby bird. That was the picture that he showed at the front. So hang on, let me look at that. I'm going to do this real quick because it's a wilderness up there that's... Oh, can't do that. Hang on. Stay with me here. Cruces Basin. Thank you, Ken. So that sounds like his solution in Cruces Basin. But along with the letter, he sent us a little album with photographs and notations, and that's pretty dang nifty. So I wondered why he wanted to share it with us. He didn't say why. So Gerald, if you see this, let us know why you decided you wanted to share this with us. Maybe that he wants us to go look for it?
I don't know. Did he email us and we forgot about it?
No, I don't. Hey, that's the first time I had heard of it. I thought it was a new watch. Oh, well. See, I don't know.
All right.
That message is all for review, but we're just going to...
What else are we doing tonight?
I have a list.
Good.
So that was, we showed our new channel. We opened the package. Oh, we're going to share our pictures from Fennboree for you guys that haven't seen them already. We actually posted them to the Facebook page. And this first one is importante. So this gentleman who shared his name with me, but because everybody shared their name with me, I can't remember any of them. So see the necklace that Shelly is wearing right now? Let me go back to the full screen. See that necklace? Well, this gentleman came up. He knew that we had hidden a treasure, and up there where the Fennboree was taking place, and he had just been given. So he had a friend of his whose spouse died, and left a bunch of jewelry behind, and he gave him the jewelry, and told him to do whatever he wanted with it. So I gave it to Shelly. No. So he gave it to us. He gave us all these jewelries. There's some black pearls in here. Got a thing for black pearls. I used to have a friend that loved black pearls. There's some, what are these called? The freshwater pearls. And then there's a string of, so there's a bunch of pearls in here. Anyway, he said, if you would like, you can take that and hide it as one of your treasures and then do the same thing with that. And he literally just gave us the box of these. So we're going to do that. We're going to hide a treasure one of these days when we're traveling in northern New Mexico. And, or maybe we can save it when we go up Cody Way. Kevin, are we going up to Cody? What? Help me out here. So he gave us this entire box of jewels, and so we're going to hide it as a treasure, and you guys can go look for it. We'll write a poem, because apparently Shelley is much better at writing poems than
except
she
that,
thought she was.
well,
What?
we'll get into that when we show the pictures.
Go ahead and say it. Go on. You can say it when we get into the pictures. But, yeah, I'd be surprised, Michael. So, let me see.
So if you know this man's name, you can say it.
That was the
Tell
point.
us, 'cause
If
we've
you
forgotten.
know this gentleman's screen name, because everybody at Fennboree was going by their screen name, if you know his name or you know who he is, make sure send it to the 866 number, because I wanted to say thank you, but again, I can't remember the names of half the people that I visited with, as you'll see in just a moment, while we were at Fennboree, because everybody was telling me their name, and we just met so many people. I should have had a notebook with me, which was my mistake. My mistake. Hang on. Why is this not going up? Oh, because I haven't selected it. Okay.
So we're going to see more pictures?
Yeah, we're going to see some more pictures. So that's me, and that's the gentleman who gave us the jewelry, whose name I don't know. So if you know his name, why is this not working? My chat isn't moving up.
Because they're at the bottom.
No, the bottom is right there with Jack Jack. This is just not.
Then I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. No, it won't resell on eBay. We're going to hide it, and we're going to hide it like our other treasures. Toby, Jennifer says, I made another mistake. Really? Jennifer, which mistake did I make? Tell me that. Okay, so second picture. This is, so I don't know if you can see my leg right there behind me. There's about it goes up to about halfway up my leg, right around my knee. Well, Forrest was up there. He was on the other side of the cabin, and he saw Shelley, and he came over to that step there, and he said, get out of my way, you young whippersnapper. I want to give Shelley a hug.
I don't think he called anybody a whippersnapper.
He didn't? Okay. So anyway, he came down. He wanted to give Shelley a hug. He
wanted a picture, didn't he?
And he wanted a picture with Shelley. And so I helped him down the step. Actually, me and a couple of others, just to make sure we didn't, lose him in the process of all this. So, but he got his hug, and like he boxed me out. Like, okay, I'm getting in here. Oh, it gives me the elbow, like we were playing basketball or something. So, Rick was there. We had talked to Rick before. You can see how angry I was at this point about getting boxed out. That pot right there contained Toby Eunice's world famous pozole. And it was empty in about...
As soon as people knew it was there.
Yeah. That was some pretty good pozole, buddies. So I'll have to make it the next time if anybody comes that direction. So we got me, we got Fenn, we got Shelley with her bright eye smile, and Rick McDonald, Illinois Ghost, was there. We gave him a big hug. These are just big... You know what these are? These are pictures that people added to the Facebook page because they were all standing in this group there. So this was kind of a fun picture. And then we've met John before with his dog. That's John Ireland with his dog, who apparently was in love with Shelley too.
Yes, he was quite exuberant.
He was exuberant about that. And then John wanted a picture with me. As you can see, the dog isn't as excited. Apparently, not good enough for him. Okay, so here's a cool story. This is Bill Seattle Sullivan. Bill lives out of his ancient BMW, and I mean literally lives out of his. You're going to see you're going to see that's a video that Jens was going to share with me, and he won the Doodle Book, the Thrill of the Chase Doodle Book, and he turned to me and he said, "Get a picture of this," and it was the page. You can see my signature right here. It says, "Good luck, search your friends." It was the page. That I had signed when Cynthia was over to my house. And I didn't think anything else of it. I just took the picture. I didn't see anything. Actually, Bill was showing me something else, and I didn't realize it. What he was showing me that was... No, I can't tell you that. I didn't get that far. I'll get to it in just a minute.
Yes.
So, again, if you guys know any of these guys, their names. Well, you know, of course, that's Rick McDonald. I've known him for a long time, but I didn't know this gentleman. And he told me his name, and there's me and Rick. And you know what? I got to say, this was one of the better Fennborees I've been to. Everybody was in good spirits. Forrest was chatty as I've ever seen him. But I can tell you, because once he came around that corner there, I had to walk him back around to get back into the main part of the cabin where the gifts and the prizes and all that stuff was. And he's showed physically, he's showing his age. Mentally, he's just as active as I've ever seen him. He was spot on. He's wearing you can see in the pictures, he's wearing what looks like a headset. That's his hearing aid, so that he can have a conversation with everyone. He's not doing, he can hear you and he can have a conversation with you. And he was as sharp as I've ever seen him. I didn't bug him. I mostly got pictures. But he was in pretty good spirits, was he?
Oh, yeah. Seemed to be having a good time.
So it had just rained when we had got up there. So this is the gentleman. So this guy back here is on the forums. You know him as Tim Nobody. So one of the tricks at Fennboree is everybody takes a picture of him and then writes a caption that says, "Nobody came to Fennboree." And you have to know who Tim Nobody is in order to get it. So a lot of food, but it had rained and it had stormed before we had got up there. And I guess it went past us because we were watching it, but we never got it. We saw the wet spot. So I don't know how we got that.
We got up there right after it stopped.
You all know Jason Dent from his channel, First Sergeant Jason Dent, United States Army. And this is Larry Sandell. Larry had several presents for Forrest, including these 2 blankets, and he named them, but I can't for the life of me remember the name. The guy back there with the camera is Dale Neitzel. Dale was there as well, and he had to come all the way from Loomy Island off the coast of Washington State. And then Larry had a book that everybody had signed for Forrest and Peggy. He actually had a second blanket for Peggy as well. And then he had this hand decorated thing. So that's me just being happy. Another person whose name I don't know, she tells me, and I can't see her.
She's from Pennsylvania. Sherry.
Yeah. Oh, Sherry, that's right, from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And here's Larry. I don't know if those are more gifts or the same gifts back. And, of course, you know Cynthia. This is I think that's Gadelcon, Eugene Tellis with the camera. This is Jens and Masuda Esser. Jens, he was the guy that was shooting our interview on Friday night. You saw him. He wanted to do a faux show. So that he could get footage of that. They were at Fennboree as well, and they got some additional interviews done. Now, he shared with me, I'm going to show you. So I got sent today a Kickstarter campaign for one of the Fenn documentaries that I'm going to play for you. Right after that, Jens sent me one as well. Okay, hang on, let me see. He sent me a link to his teaser. Okay, and it's up. So hang on, let me refresh this. And we're going to show you his documentary as well. No, see, it's not finding it.
Maybe it's a different link?
I don't know. Well, I just copied it. I forwarded it to me, right? Oh, wow, it's missing a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, do me a favor. Oh, you can't. Hang on. Talk to the folks. hang on, because I do want to.
So let's all watch Toby, he?
Let's just watch Toby. Let's go do the pictures first. So they did a documentary, and earlier tonight, he sent me well, you got to do it on the keyboard, and you're not going to be able to see it anyway. He sent me his teaser for the documentary, so we're going to see 2 documentary teasers tonight as well. And then that is Sarah and Brad Kinzer. And they are just the cutest people. Sarah is a riot, and Brad is fun. And I've got a story about them in a little while. So they wanted to take a picture. Somebody was taking a picture, and they held the camera over her head. And when somebody takes my camera and holds it like that over their head, I already know that's not going to be a very good picture. But it's okay. Sarah's cute. She wanted to give Shelly a kiss like the puppy. And then this little girl was with her mom, and they were from someplace in Texas. And boy, did they have a Texas accent. It was like thick as...
Sent you another one.
Oh, okay. Forward that to a Gypsy's Kiss.
Is there email on here?
Yeah, just touch it. Hold it and touch it. Touch and share and mail. Wow, right there. It's right there. Look at me showing you for a change. Usually it's turning around. Send it to AGK. So she was there, and they both had accents thick enough to cut like a knife. Like a knife, I tell you. So this is Amy. She doesn't like sharing her last name, but she's been around the search community for a really long time. She's a very nice lady. Just the nicest person you want to meet. Not that. And this is my friend Cynthia. She's so cute. So I don't know. I think it was Kevin that was taking these pictures. Kevin was taking all of them. And did you forward?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And just as he started telling me, she started whispering something in my ear that I cannot share with you. But it just made me laugh. And Kevin got all these pictures with Cynthia being her adorable herself. So this is Mary Wygant. I can't remember. You guys might know her name on the forums. So she's been around as long as I can remember. Okay, so here's the point that I wanted to make. So you saw that thing where Bill Sullivan opened the book, and I thought he was opening the book up to the page that I had signed. And I think if you saw, I made a video the night that Cynthia was here, and she had starting getting signatures for that, what is now referred to as the Doodle book. Well, apparently when she was up there with the book, Fenn took it from her, and he started doing more doodles and more X's in the book. And I don't know whether you can see it. What Bill was trying to show me is that Fenn, on the page that I signed, and he knows my signature, it's the page, what I call the map page in Golden Moor. It's right across from the poem. That's where I signed it. The little dedication says, "Good luck, searcher friends." And he put the biggest X in the book right there. So I'm still not quite sure what that means. It could mean like, "Don't look at this guy," or it could mean, "Hey, New Mexico." I get it. The X is way far south of Santa Fe, but my confirmation bias is telling me, oh, he's telling us with a big X on the map of New Mexico. It's in New Mexico. So, but I thought that was pretty neat that he made the biggest X in the book right next to my name. That could also mean, "I hate this guy." Scratch him. Oh, but he didn't. At least he didn't take his marker and scratch it over my name. So, like I said, he was in damn good spirits. He was in very good spirits. So, but that's what Bill was trying to show me. And if you look at the picture, because of the glare, let me see if I can go back so you can see the picture. Cynthia, Amy, Texas girl, Sarah. It's way back here. I missed it already. Never mind. Anyway, what Bill was trying to show me was that Fenn had made that big, huge X on the page that I had signed, which happened to be the map of New Mexico that's right across from the poem. So there, take that. It's either a hint or a clue, I assure you. So take it from there. This is Jamie Jordan, who has now moved to New Mexico from California after her house burned down in California, and we had that great raffle for her. This is, here's Jerry from Texas. So Jerry just sent me a couple of emails. So this was Fenn, and he just kind of sat on that wall once the sun came out, and he just was entertaining conversations with everybody. He had a great time, very cheerful, and very thoughtful, and very well spoken. I mean, mentally, you can tell he hasn't lost his step. I think at 88, you can say he's lost a step or two physically. Excuse me. Physically, but mentally he doesn't miss anything. This is Paul. He and his wife Madeline were there filming one of the documentaries. They live in New Orleans, but Paul is originally from Australia, and they're working for a gentleman that lives in Australia and is funding the project. Here's a close-up shot of Dale talking to Madeline. This is me and my favorite Costa Rican. I don't know, every once in a while you might be in the room, and her name is Patricia, and sometimes she'll write to me in Spanish, and I'll read it for you guys, and then I'll reply to her in my bad Spanish.
Yeah, I was talking to her about that, and she says Toby makes mistakes in his Spanish translation.
Yeah. Well, that's because I'm winging it instead of doing it by Google Translate. But she was there, and she happens to be a professional baker, and I didn't get a picture of it, but she made...
I sent it to you.
You did?
Yeah, texted it to you.
See if you can find it in
That
there.
day at night.
See if you can find it in my text messages, and then send it to Gmail so I can do it.
I'll just send it from my phone. It's
Okay,
still there.
all right. So Shelley's going to send you a picture of the cake. It's a treasure chest with gold in it, and it's a cake. And he wasn't about to leave without that cake, because when he was leaving, as they were getting into their sedan, he was asking Shiloh, "Where's my cake? Where's my cake?" And Shiloh told him, "It's in the back. I've got it." So let's Shelley send it to me, and I'll open it up in Gmail. So that's Patricia Marin, my favorite Costa Rican, and a baker. And I told her we're going to have a party at my house. And she's going to make me a pineapple upside down cake. How's that? So this is Paul and Madeline getting their interview with us up at Fennboree. They were very good. Here's Shiloh, who seems to grow to, the guy's in his 20s, late 20s, early 30s. But every time I see him, he's taller than he was the last time.
I think we're just shorter.
I think it's just that we're getting shorter. Huh? Yeah. And this is another gentleman. What I know about Gary is that he also went. So I went to, for you guys that don't know this, I went to St. Michael's High School, which was administered by the Christian Brothers out of Metairie, Louisiana. That's why my high school breakout trip was to Louisiana. He lived in Louisiana, and he also went to a Christian Brothers school as a boarder. So we had a lot in common. We were both screwed up. Christian Brothers. No, that's not true. Best education I ever got was at St. Michael's High School. This is
Steve.
Steve?
Finders Keepers.
Finders Keepers Steve. Oh, Finders Keepers.
Very helpful when they were
It's
name
in the
tags.
form, yeah, the name tags. This is the lovely Cynthia. And this is the lovely Madeline with, that's Tim Nobody in the back. I don't know why he didn't come up. Almost everybody came up and said hi. I don't know why Tim does. Maybe because he's Tim Nobody. And it's a close-up of Jens Esser, who did the documentary and who visited with us on Friday night. We did the
Who's
full
put
thing.
his email in the chat box
Who?
for people to talk to him, contact him.
Oh,
Jens.
did you approve it?
Eric,
You didn't have to.
Eric's done it.
Oh, okay. So Jens he's watching the show. He's put his name in the chat box. So Jens, call us in a while when we open up the phone so we can talk about your documentary. This was when you meet big bear guys and you're never sure kind of if they're big bear guy, the guy that's going to shmush you right away.
Smoosh you.
Or they're big bear guys and they're just going to give you a big bear hug. He was the second kind. So if you know him, I don't know his name. He's just a big friendly guy and gives you a big bear hug. That red pot back there contained my world famous Pasola for a little while. And this is not Heidi. This is, I remember the names. Wait a minute. I'll come back to it.
Ben.
And she's, what does it say right there? Give me a clue.
I can't see it.
Okay.
Is it Jen? No.
No.
Kathy? No.
No.
Cat looks like a CA.
So we did get to see a lot of people. This
That's
guy,
Pablo.
He had a Spanish accent, but there was something, he was either had been speaking a lot.
No. He'd been injured. I can't remember if he said he'd been shot or he'd just been injured in some way that he couldn't talk very well.
Right, he couldn't talk very clearly. Best Shelley pick I've seen, says Conrad Hoppy. So who was this? This is the guy that gave me a parking spot. He shared his parking spot with me. And
he's the one that showed you the map at the end.
right, and at the end, he waited for
Talking
me to
about
come back.
Gold panning.
And he had the... He had the placer gold map of New Mexico, and he invited me. He owns a gold hog. So for you guys that don't know much about prospecting for gold, a gold hog is what's referred to as a high banker. He has one, and he wanted to go search in New Mexico for some of the gold that's up there. The problem is with panning or high banking for gold in New Mexico is although it's legal, you can't dredge, but it is legal to high bank or pan. But the rangers hate it. They really make your life difficult. I used to take my grandsons up there, Okay, so this is Silver Fox. He's the one that figured out the poem that Shelley wrote and found our treasure. And
Yeah, he didn't have to figure out the poem. He got it like intuitively. He said he went along the trail and he's like, "Well, I would hide it here," and then he found it. It wasn't like he even because I asked him, "Did you get this clue? Did you get that clue?" And he's like, "No."
well, part of the reason why is
I just was like, "I would hide it here."
part of the reason why is that so we went up and hid the treasure. We took photographs of the landmark. I explained this whole process to you. And then we sat down at dinner. Shelley wrote the outline of a poem. And then on the way back, she opened up her tablet. She has a notebook with 8.5 by 11 inch paper. And she wrote the poem. What I didn't know was that she had written 2 stanzas on the back of that page. So when I copied it onto our Google Drive, I missed the last 2 stanzas. So it's amazing that he found it at all because he was missing the last 2 stanzas of the poem. So
I think he's just intuitive. He should probably be able to find Fenn's treasure that way too.
What happened was he found it, and when he was up there, he left something behind in the same treasure location. And he told us what it was, but we didn't tell anybody else. He just told everybody, I left something else. I found it, but I left something else. So this is what he left. It's a part to a Toyota.
He found it on the trail, so
Right.
he just picked it up.
So he picked it up there, and it was like, here's your second place. Screw you, you know. So anyway, Sarah heard this conversation, and she said, there's something else up there. And I had the mixed feelings of, should I tell her it's not valuable? And she said, no, don't. I want to go find it, whatever it is. So she went back up, figured out the clues, found the screw treasure, and Brad replaced the screw with some money. He didn't say how much, but he said he put some money in the same place that the coin had been and the screw had been. So there's treasure still up there. So what we've decided to do is by Friday, we will have rewritten the poem. We'll have it with us on Friday. We'll upload it to our Google Drive account, and you'll be able to download it. So anybody that goes to Hyde Park can go look for the money that Brad left behind. So there.
But if you find it, make sure you put something else in the hole.
Yeah, so we can just keep carrying this on.
It.
And then we're going to take the jewelry.
Did anyone get what Colorado hid? Did Colorado hide something?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't even I wasn't aware that anyone had Holy. Yeah, it's an adjusting lock nut of some kind. So anyway, but it's all good because Brad left some money in the same little location. So this is his first name Kentucky Man, and he had just left Kentucky, moved to New Mexico. I didn't know, but he was a friend of Jason's on Facebook. They've actually communicated because he's a blacksmith by trade, and he moved from Kentucky with all his equipment to Raton, New Mexico, and he's building a blacksmith shop there. So I told him once it's up and running, I'll bring up Jason. Jason and I will come around I-25 up to Raton, because Raton is on the Colorado-New Mexico border, but it's over on the eastern slope side. And we'll come up and visit him. So I'll have some pictures of his smithy shop when we get up there. He was a nice guy. He's got a couple of things on the Facebook Fennboree page that he posted. Okay, so back to this one. This was the gentleman that gave the jewelry. If anybody knows him, text me or send an email to a Gypsy Kiss and just let me know who he is so I can say my thank you. Oops, I guess so. Oh, never mind. I've started over. So those are our pictures from Fennboree. I can tell you that it was for the day that we spent there. We weren't there all week, but I heard from everyone that it had been a great, that stayed up there, camped up there, that Fenn was up there on Friday night for the hot dog roast and stayed there for a couple of hours then. And then, of course, they have the breakfast in Tasuki on Sunday, and he was there too. So
Scott Douglas says, "Hey, what's in the red container in the background?"
Wait, the red container? That's my world famous pozole. Let's see which one is it?
So if you don't know what pozole is, it is a type of soup or stew made with hominy, corn, and beef or pork. Toby uses
I use beef. I don't like
He uses
pork.
beef. And you can add red chili, which I do.
I had green chili.
And what else is in it? Just
Spices
spices.
and seasonings, yeah.
Well, that's pretty much it.
But it's really good.
Yeah. We ate it all up. There wasn't any left.
Yeah. Yeah, it was empty. The pot was empty when we picked it up. I thought we were going to have to leave some behind it, and I think it was it Jason Northface who came up right at the end? Right at the end, Jason Northface came up.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, wait, before you take that. And there was literally like a half an 8-ounce cup left. So
he got it.
He got it. Okay, so the bottom line is, if you've never been to a Fennboree, next year when we have the Fennboree, get my point there. When we have next year's Fennboree, make sure you go, even if it's for one day. Saturday, the potluck, or Friday night, or the night that Cynthia is making margaritas, whatever it is. Oops, you don't need to see that. Sorry. Oh, okay.
I guess after our show tonight, you can head on over to Cynthia's. She's just uploaded something from last Thursday, from 4th of July, up at Fennboree. So check that out.
Oh, okay. On her website,
on
Chasing
YouTube.
Fens. On YouTube? She's got
Yeah.
something?
Uh-huh.
Oh, she had a bunch of YouTube videos that she was talking about. So let me go see if I can find Jens. Did you send that email to me?
Yes.
So let's go look
And
at
I
the
sent you the picture of the
two-
cake, too.
Okay, let me open that. Let me show you the cake that Patricia made for Dr. Fenn. Oh, yeah. So this is a cake. But let me look at this. So can I make it bigger? No, can't make it bigger. So that's the cake that she made for Forrest. That's a cake. It's edible.
Well, it's got chocolate coins in it, I think.
Yeah. It has the
Pretty
latch.
fancy.
It was a pretty nice cake, and he didn't, like I said, he didn't want to leave without it. So that's how much he thought about it.
It was very cool.
Yeah, great cake. Okay, so let me get.
The Vimeo,
Did you send me
right there.
where? Okay.
That one.
All right, let me try this Vimeo documentary. So this is a teaser, as they like to call it. This is a teaser for the
From
documentary
Jens Esser.
that Yen and Masuda S are making. So let me give you a screenshot. Oh, I already have a screenshot. All right. Can I make this bigger? Yeah, look at that, brothers and sisters. The magic of technology. Ready? Okay, so this one is called Boots on the Ground, The Hunt for the Hidden Treasure of Forrest Fenn, produced and directed by Jens and Masuda Esser.
If I do find it, it'd be pretty funny, I think, too. Some homeless guy finds the treasure when, all these, smart people can't, I guess,
Drone shot.
Oh, trunk shot, yeah.
It's like you are in a movie and you're one of the players, and it's incredible. And those people, that's what they're missing.
I stopped searching in October of last year, and the reason I stopped searching was because I realized that I had no idea where this treasure was. That's me.
No idea.
No idea. I'm out of here. That looks like Hyde Park.
People read that poem and say, he sat down and wrote that poem in 15 minutes. Well, it took me 15 years. The poem is really not so much written as it is an architectural plant. It's been crafted.
Trying to understand the poem, trying to decode the poem, and trying to come up with a solution. I enjoy that part of it, but even more, I enjoy going out to places I've never been before.
I think going out into nature alone is rejuvenating. I think it helps us focus, and there's a certain amount of clarity with it.
I think it's like a tomb. I think it's in a rock. I think it's in a wall. And I think perhaps his view outward is beautiful, but the actual location itself is dull.
What state am I searching in? State of confusion.
I think it's going to take multiple boots on the ground because it's never really, in reality, exactly what you think it's going to be.
People will totally ignore you or whatever, 75% of the community, because it can only be in one of 4 states. the treasure rests in. If you tell them what state you're searching in, well, if they think it's in Montana, they're obviously going to discredit anything you say.
The Rio de los Pinos is as perfect as it gets because it's a precise location I can start my treasure hunt from.
If there's a lead searcher, only Forest Fenn knows that. So nobody can claim that status unless it's bestowed upon them by finding the treasure.
Forest Fenn is someone who created an incredible adventure for so many people to take part in.
He actually invited me to Christmas dinner on the 22nd of December this year. He knew I was down here by myself. I have guardian angels and angels that look out after me, and I believe, it was meant to be.
Can we hardly wait for that one? So, Jens, did I get your wife's name wrong? He corrected me, asked me it's not Masuda. And Jens, the other thing is it's not for Jason Dent. It's not servant. It's sergeant. Oops. Commercial drone show. Oh, this is some more of his work. Look at you with your drone. He's got the big DJI. So correct me, please, Jens, if I got her name wrong. It sounds like I did because he questioned it. Let's see. No, well, tell me what it is. But
says,
yes.
No, it's right.
Oh, no, it's right. Okay. Well,
Maybe he was just questioning that you included her name as...
Oh, producer and director. Sorry. Ooh, I know how that feels.
She did say that she was not...
Okay, sorry.
She didn't have a title on the...
So, Jens, it looks really, really good. We're all looking forward to it. I know it's early in the stages of development, but just based on the footage that I saw there, that's some really good footage. I think you've done a great job of putting it together. And you shot that stuff this weekend, so you did a heck of a job editing into something as good as what we just saw. If the movie is half as good, you'll be doing well. First Sergeant Jason Dent, thank you.
Yeah, Tony Russi's got it.
So that was Jens, and then the other one we got was from...
This guy with the little book. He emailed us.
Oh, no, we've got another...
Another video?
Oh, did I lose it? Hang on. So hang on, I need to open another thing because there is a Kickstarter campaign. Let's see. Give me just a second here.
All right.
Why don't you entertain folks while I'm...
Entertain folks. Yeah. All right, so... Yeah. I don't know. What are we talking about? What's going on in the room? I don't know.
Talk to him in the room.
Oh, Jason Dent says, servant works for me, lol.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah. Chris Dotson. Okay, here it is. So this is a Kickstarter campaign, and it's not quite at the document. Jens gave us a teaser, is what it's called too. This is just the intro to the Kickstarter campaign. So let's play that as well. Just for the fun of it.
My wife is not my producer.
Okay. Well, hey, I give credit where credit is not due, even when it's not due. Okay, so this is a documentary film called Hunting Fenn, the story of the real-life treasure hunter who's certain he'll be the one to find Fenn's elusive cache. So he's going for an $18,000 goal. I'll put the link to it in the community page, so if you want to contribute to his treasure hunt. But let's go ahead and play this. But again, this isn't
just to fund his film, right?
Yeah, this isn't a teaser. This is to fund the film, and it was cute. They looked like they had fun with it.
How do we start this thing?
Wait a minute.
You gotta hook them right away.
What do you mean?
You can ask them if they like movies like Ready Player One, National Treasure, National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets.
Wait. But this is a documentary, though.
Exactly.
Hi, I'm Marco Escalante, president of the newly formed Leader in the Clubhouse Productions.
And I'm Jeff Morelli, and I work for this guy.
That's right, he does. In addition to running this company, I also captain a 3-time championship men's beginner roller hockey team.
Beginner plus.
Right, you
Roller
are.
hockey.
Beginner Plus. I'm also a 2-time Emmy Award-winning producer and editor.
I've been nominated once.
It counts.
It's an honor
With
to
over
just
20
be
years of
nominated.
production experience between the
More
two
than
of us,
I've done.
we finally decided to strike out on our own and become a couple of lone wolves.
We're not lone if we're together.
Lone wolves! With all that said, we're excited to announce our first official project. Take it away.
When 80-year-old Forrest Fenn found out that he was dying of cancer, he decided to hide a portion of his vast fortune and leave clues so that other people could search for it.
It's a modern-day treasure hunt. An estimated 350,000 people have hunted for it, but it's still out there.
That's right. Not only are we going to make the definitive documentary on Forrest Fenn's treasure, but we've also entered into an exclusive agreement with a person who thinks they know exactly where the treasure is right now. This is where you come in.
Mark will be producing.
Got
I'll
a
be directing this
rooster.
crazy
Got a
schedule.
rooster.
We'll both be editing, and while that helps cut down on costs, production is very expensive. That's where we need you guys to help us get through our principal photography.
Even a $1 pledge will help make this documentary as successful as possible.
And we want to make sure you get something for your money. So check out our pledge rewards, where you can get a copy of the documentary for yourself, or even a sweet poster for your wall.
With your help, this is guaranteed to be a film for the ages. So come with us to document our real-life Ready Player One scavenger hunt.
All righty then. Looks interesting.
So that's the second one that we saw. We know that there was a third film crew up there when we were there. So there's at least 3 of them, doing documentaries on this treasure hunt, and they're focused. Each one of them, you saw Jens. Documentary is focused on the people that are searching, the diversity of the people that are searching for the treasure. So I think we can expect more of those, because I think there's only so many ways you can tell the Fenn treasure story. And we've talked to all kinds of journalists and documentary makers, and we warned them that if you say, crazy old coot hid a treasure in the mountains north of Santa Fe, a lot of people are looking for it, some people have died, and they're still looking for it, that's the end of that story. So we figured out, we recommend to them that they go talk to the searchers, the stories in the searchers, the people searching for this treasure. And I think Jens has a very good sense of that and is planning to kind of play it out in that way. So we were very pleased to see what he's done.
Why they drove all the way over from LA to go to Fennboree.
Yep. So, I think that's enough video for tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, I need to open.
I haven't even looked at emails or anything.
Hang on. I need to open the chat. I lost my chat. You lost so there's a whole bunch of Facebook
your chit or your chat?
Chat. Oh, my chit. There's a whole bunch of Facebook.
A bunch of Facebook
Where is it going? Hang on, fellas.
Thanks for the flowers, Toby.
Flowers? Somebody sent somebody flowers?
Jens or Jens. I don't know.
Okay, so Gerald, we will take a look at your emails because we don't know how to give them credit, but we'll look at your emails and then we'll address everything on Friday night, okay? Is that fair? No, what I'm trying to do is get the chat window to move over to
Pop it out.
Chat.
Okay, we're having a lot of dead air here tonight.
Dead air.
We're playing around with
air.
buttons.
Okay. All right. So let's see. So that's movies, pictures, new video, open the package, pictures from Fennboree. Yeah. Okay. So are you ready for some emails?
Yeah.
Wait, let me play the email video.
Okay. is caring.
Sharing is caring.
That's right.
All right. You want to go first? Oh, no. I need to do this one. Sorry. You can do the next one. So this is from our friend in New York, Joey Perro. I don't know whether you remember the story. Joey is the one that sent me the Gilbert Gall image of the dead dog. He had the catalog that it came from. So he shared that, and we did a video. Way back when on that topic. So it's from Joey. He says, "Hi Toby, I'm headed out for my second boots on the ground later this month. I'm looking at GPS. I want the ability to enter a very specific coordinate, and we'll be able to tell my current coordinates are, and then create a track from there. Can you suggest?" Yes. So there are two options. There's an expensive. Well, it's not that expensive. There's an expensive option, and then there's a cheap option. I'll give you the cheap option first, and that is you download Scout GPS to your smartphone, whether it's an iPhone. The Scout works with iPhones, but you can find those for Androids if you have one of those. The issue is that you're not going to have that every phone has GPS capability. It receives a GPS signal, right? But it's dependent a lot of times on the phone to use mapping services. So if you try Google or something like that and you don't have cell phone service, you can't use it. What's nice about Scout is it accesses the GPS chip on your phone, and the only thing that you have to do is you have to download. Scout gives you the tools to do this. You have to download the maps of the area that you're going to be in, and it's not a lot of data. You just have to download those maps, and then it behaves exactly like a GPS with the same kind of functions, including messaging and stuff like that. Now, unlike the second choice that I'm going to give you, there is no satellite communications. You're still dependent on cellular communications if you want to send text messages and things like that. But Scout has figured out how to do that. And that's a cheap way because it's a free download. There's an upgrade. There's a $4.99 upgrade that you can buy that gives you some additional capability. I have it on my phone, and I use it occasionally because I do have the maps from both. Right now I have Rio de los Pinos and Cimarron on there, so I can use it as a compact GPS with my phone. But again, it doesn't rely on cellular signal, so you can't use like Google and Apple Maps, things like that. And then the more expensive, rats, I need to do full screen. Hold on. Okay, so that's what I was talking about. Scout GPS for your phone. It's an app that you download from your app store. There's an upgrade for $4.99, and it explains to you how to download the maps that you'll need for the area, and that's all you need. Don't be like you just want to download the maps for the area that you're going to be in, and you don't have to download all of New Mexico or all of Colorado or wherever you're going to be, just the maps for the area that you're going to be in, and then it uses the GPS chip and the GPS signal to get you the information you want. And like I said, that's basically free, but you can get the upgrade for $4.99. So second option is what I carry, and that's the Garmin GPS Map 64ST. And it's not only a fully capable GPS, but it's also, so it comes preloaded with 100K maps for the US. But it's also a GLONASS receiver, which means it uses satellite communications not only to pinpoint your location, but the new version of this, the new Garmin version of this. I don't know if you guys have seen me talk about my InReach device that gives me SOS, texts, all that other stuff, because it uses satellite communications. Garmin bought those guys, and they've incorporated it into their latest models of GPS. So not only are you getting a GPS, but you're getting a satellite communications link, so you can stay in communications while you're away from cell phone service. Now, the communications is only text, and you have to pay extra for it, but it's worth it if you're going to be searching for the summer. I think it's $25 a month extra, and I only get it for the summer months. But you can text with people, so you can let people know where you are. It has a big old red SOS button, so if you get in trouble, you click that, and it goes straight to the InReach service center, and they start texting you. They know your location already, and if it's an emergency, they can, if it's gone from inconvenience to survival to emergency, life and death emergency, they can help just for a little extra cost. And I only pay the extra $25 a month for the summer months when we're out in the field, July, August, September, June, July, August. but it's an all-one compact package. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it if you're going to spend a lot of time out in the field. If you're not, then you go with the GPS.
D.B. Cooper wants to know, how accurate is Scout?
Scout is pretty accurate because it's not using cell phones. It's using satellite communications. So you have as a matter of fact, you'll have a page that says how many satellites your phone is in communications with to give you a sense of the accuracy. And of course, it tells you your accuracy by, a range. So if I think it takes 9 satellites to get you in 50 feet or 20 feet, something like that. But it's all dependent upon the number of satellites your phone is communicating with, just like any GPS. GPS is dependent. The accuracy of the GPS is dependent on how many satellites it's communicating with at any given point in time. Now, I will warn you that at sunset, there are fewer satellites on the horizon, and you're in usually valleys. So you're not going to get a lot of satellites, but if you have 3 satellites, it's enough to give you a fix with the GPS system. So again, if you want to put a little money into it and have something that'll last you the rest of your life, it comes with all the maps for North America. So it's a pretty good price. You can probably get it cheaper on Amazon or something like that. Okay. I go back to full screen. Next one.
Next one is from Warren, and this is entitled Forest Fenn Treasure. Hi, Shelley and Toby. I hope all is well. I wanted to contact you and see if anyone has searched or started the Forest Fenn poem around Granite Hot Springs Pool. This location seems to fit the poem pretty well, and I'd believe that when he hid the treasure at his age, this location would be prime terrain. The location has where warm waters halt, heavy loads, and water high, meaning Boulder Creek. There are several other matching features, and just wanted to pass on some maybe helpful information.
So here's our position on each of those matters, Warren. There is no way to know who's been there and who's not. You can assume that if you've come to this conclusion about the potential for the treasure being there, somebody else has as well. But don't let that stop you. No matter how many people have been there thus far, no matter how many people have been to the Rio de los Pinos or Browns Canyon in Colorado or Lander, Wyoming or Yellowstone or all these, the treasure remains unfound. So the best thing to do is, irrespective of whether anybody's looking at it or not, and we can't tell you who is and who's not, I can assume that for as many people looking for the treasure, there is likely someone who came to the same conclusion that you did. But don't let that stop you. If you have a strong feeling about your theory, then go boots on the ground and look. Because if you haven't been boots on the ground already, you're going to find out that the problem is much bigger than you planned, and that your solution probably needs some work. And that's what everybody else finds in their first boots on the ground. So don't let that keep you from going boots on the ground. Go look for that treasure, and you might be the lucky person that gets close enough to find it, to bump into the blaze and look quickly down and all that. Don't let the chance that nobody has it. So even if somebody else has it, they haven't found the treasure. Go do it. What is that Nike commercial?
Just
do it. Just do it. So Jens, give me a note. So if you want me to, Jens, I'll call you first when we get to phone calls, if you want me to call you. So send me a text message telling me whether you want me to call you or not.
All right. Cousin of Arrowhead Arch.
I have a text.
From William Hoda. Hi, Toby and Shelley. Googling around this week, I came across a landmark that I had forgotten about. I'm sure you have heard of the Sun Dagger solar marker at Fajada Butte in Chaco Canyon, New Mexico. Discovered in 1977, it is where dagger-shaped solar rays move across an Anasazi petroglyph to record sun and moon positions. What struck me was that, like Arrowhead Arch, it is located in northern New Mexico. Cousin of Arrowhead Arch? It is a naturally occurring demonstration of solar rays projecting a moving image through rock openings onto a surrounding surface. Unfortunately, it was determined that heavy visitor traffic was disturbing the area and affecting the dagger's movement. The area is now closed off to the public.
Well, it's because the dagger, the sun dagger, is actually made from a couple of stones leaning at precise angles in comparison to the sun, and someone noticed that. Someone stumbled upon that one day and decided they'd use it. So the Anasazi, the Chaco Canyon culture, was very advanced in terms of astronomy, and they used it as a way of calculating the seasons and knowing when to plant, et cetera, and that's what this sun dagger was all about. But it was based upon the fact that these two large monolithic stones were leaning against each other and then against the mountain. Everybody was going up to see that, and each person that went up there disturbed it just slightly. So it's out of sync now. Not significantly out of sync. You're still dealing with heavy stones and the sun, right, which is not going to make major changes in 100 years. But the concept was very similar to the one that I proposed last week with the Arrowhead Arch, where if you looked at it, you know, in order to have found this, the Native American, the Anasazi that discovered this, had to have several characteristics. Number one, he was curious because it's up on the side of the mountain. Number two, he was curious because he had to go behind.
You just said that.
I'm not finished. He was curious because he had to walk behind those two stones. Number three, he was persistent because he had a sense that this was possible, but he had to keep going back until it was correct so that he could draw that precise petroglyph.
I know it was a he.
Because the women were making pozole. Not as good as mine, but they were making pozole. Anyway, my point is that this place was very special, first to that particular Anasazi, and then to the people of that of the Chaco Canyon culture. If you guys haven't visited Chaco Canyon, go visit it. It is the most stirring area that you can be in when you realize what these people accomplished, what this particular people accomplished in the time that they were there. They were, and then they left. They did all of this and built these structures with, rocks and timber of thousands of rooms, and then one day they just all left it behind. I mean, it's just an amazing story. If you get to, it's northwestern New Mexico that you go to, and you've got to visit Chaco Canyon. It's historically significant in a variety of ways.
Holy says, thank you, Shelley. See, I think it's because I said it could have been she, and you just convinced me I'm naming all our cars for girls now.
Chet, man. This is going to kill my channel. It's only guys that watch this stuff.
So they like girls, don't they?
Yeah, they should.
Don't they always call vehicles and boats female?
No, you're not supposed to name it after your wife or girlfriend.
Yeah, but they call them she, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're she's. Cars and boats are she's.
See?
Yeah.
Things that men love.
Are she's.
Cars and boats.
Okay, this is, the subject line is Montana, and it's written by Eyal Ron. He lives in Israel. And he says, hello, Toby and Shelley. I hope you had a wonderful 4th of July weekend. Regarding your video, the first 5 clues in Fenn's poem solved, may I ask why you dropped this solve? I looked very promising, yet you moved on to New Mexico. Well, there was a couple of reasons, and I wrote him back. I said there were 2 reasons. The search area was surrounded by private land, and the Devil's Slide is toxic with a chemical called cinnabar.
Cinnabar, that's right. Remember I kept calling it Cinnabon?
Cinnabon, yeah. Cinnabar. So he writes back and he says, thank you so much, Toby. I really appreciate the time you take to reply. As I wrote to Mr. Fenn, I believe I've deciphered the poem, including all 9 clues, 6 physical locations, and 3 directions.
Is this guy in India?
No, he's in
Israel.
Israel.
Huh.
When I was there on the ground.
Girl from India.
The little girl in India. When I was there on the ground, I verified each and every clue. No guessing games, just married the clues to the map.
She wants us bigger.
Who wants us bigger?
Oh, sorry. Everybody.
Okay. When I was there on the ground, I verified in each and every clue. No guessing games, just married the clues to the map. Also, according to the maps I had, the treasure's resting place is not on private land. Thank God. I will double check myself to be 100% positive. Then he continues, due to unfortunate chain of events, I wasn't able to get to the chest right there and then, long story. So, because I can't afford a second trip, I'm now pitching the idea of a documentary to a couple of producers. Ooh, another documentary. Producers here in Israel in hopes to raise funds for a second attempt. If I won't be, you got a lot of competition out there, Jens. If I won't be able to make it happen, I've decided to give the complete solve to you. Ugh. Subject line is Montana. Don't do it. I believe you're a good and honest man. Boy, have I got him faked out. I believe you're a good and honest man. I'm sure if the treasure is found, we can make some kind of agreement that will benefit me as well. I'm neither looking to become rich nor famous. What are your thoughts?
I want to be rich and famous.
You want to be rich and famous? Well, maybe you can make a...
But, yeah, I don't know.
So, Eyal, thank you very much for your thoughtful and kind and generous offer. But we're not looking for the treasure, especially in Montana. But I'm sure there will be someone who can help you with what you think of as your bulletproof theory. So, this was the third message. Thank you so much for the correspondence, and honestly, I wish you the best of luck in your search. I'm not searching. Just a final thought in case I decide to abandon my search. Can you recommend anyone you trust to be interested in pursuing my solution? Her, but she's not going to go look.
Oh,
Let me
not
stress,
Montana, but you know who is looking there?
Who? Oh,
Cow Lasers.
Cow Lasers and Cindy.
Oh, Cynthia?
Yeah, Cynthia.
Well, she's in Wyoming.
Let me stress, I'm not looking for any financial aid. I never thought about selling my solution. That's foolish. I just want the treasure to be found so I can have some closure and put it behind me. Don't we all? So obviously I thought about you. I apologize if you misunderstood my intentions. I do not. And of course, I could understand why you want to build your own solution. I am not. That's a big part of the thrill. So let me thank you again for everything. And if you have anyone in mind or any other idea, would love to hear back. So here's what I'm going to do for you, Eyal. If anyone is interested in partnering with this gentleman from Israel to invoke his solution and the potential to work with them on a documentary as produced from Israel to compete with Jens, maybe you don't want to do that, then send me an email and make the subject line EYAL, Eyal. That's his name, Eyal. And I will forward that to him if you're interested. Sounds like he's thinking about that he's in the Montana area.
Yep.
So if you too are in the Montana area and working with someone who has what he referred to as a bulletproof solve.
We already saw this, right?
Let's see. Yes, we did see that.
And this is from John Ireland.
So
whose dog was loving on me?
Yeah. So I just wanted you to read it. It was a very nice letter. We've already seen the pictures.
John Ireland says, "Hi, Toby and Shelley. It was great to see you both again at Fennboree. Attached are a few photos you might enjoy, especially the one with Shelley, Limestone, and I."
Limestone, that's the dog's name. Yeah.
The caption should read, "Everyone likes Shelley." You may use these photos as you wish.
So, yeah, he sent us those photos. Those are the ones that
we
you saw.
We already showed them to you guys.
And John is a very good guy. We've seen him at not only a couple of Fennborees.
Dog trying to kiss me.
But he was also at the Jamie Jordan raffle drawing. He drives around in a converted bread van. It's one of the big white vans, not a small van, and he converted it into his house. He was telling me that he blew the transmission on it. So apparently he has the Illinois ghost curse of blowing transmissions. Okay. So is Jens saying, Jens, what? Jens, do you want me to call you? Because I can call you if you want to talk about the documentary. There. Yeah, he's there, but he said, nah.
Oh.
Okay. So this message is from, it's entitled Train Station. It's from John Laro. And I don't know if you remember John. I think he's called us a couple of times. He's the one that's going to take the train from Los Angeles to New Mexico, and he's going to rent a car in Albuquerque, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So he writes, could the chest be buried under the train station? Would that qualify as the wood? No, John, I don't think so. And the reason is that Fenn's own words, he said that the treasure is not associated with a man-made structure. So probably not.
He says, yes, sure.
Okay. I'll call you in just a minute. Let me get through the text messages. Let me get through Shelley's text message video. Text message video. Okay. So what do we got? It's actually text messages.
Text
Ta-da! Oh my God, it's whiny. What's his name? I'm not going to read that. Jesus, what a victim. This is from area code 979. If you're going to send me a text message, remember to include at least your first name and the state in which you reside. That would be helpful. Hey, Shelly and Toby, looking forward to revealing the solve. He gave me his phone number. I'm not going to repeat it. I think Robert from Texas knows something in the wood is not what everyone thinks it is. Wednesday, 8 p.m. Oh, he's going to call us. Or maybe we have to call him. Is this the guy? Toby and Shelly sending my solve overnight mail Monday. Oh, this is Jerry.
Oh, Jerry.
So we have Jerry's phone number. Is Jerry in the room? Jerry, are you in the room?
What's he go by?
He didn't say.
Mm.
I think Robert. So maybe we'll call Jerry too. Wednesday to resolve any questions you may have. Oh, that's what the emails are about. So we'll have to do something there. Hi, Chris from Colorado. See how easy it is? You put your name, the state you're calling from. Hi, Chris from Colorado. I think you're a big jerk. What? Chris, for God's sakes. Hi, Chris from Colorado. Recent boots on the ground. Landowners are seriously considered about trespassing.
Concerned, I think it should be.
You think it should be? We as a community need to avoid private property, as Forrester said. People are stealing. Guys, come on. We don't want to be stealing. We're better than that. Oh, this is Kevin, a.k.a. Two Buckets. What is that associated with? Don't know. Hello, this is Brian. Are you able to call me, or is it out of the question? I really would like to share my solve with everyone. You might get some roosters, Brian. So, but I'll call you. Oops, we got a voicemail. I'm not gonna. Oh. Wait. Back that up.
There we go.
Back it up.
Hey, Toby and Shelly, I enjoyed the show. I'd sure like to share my thoughts about the chase. Feel free to get back to me. Thank you.
Okay, we'll call Brian. But first, okay, so that's all the text messages. So I'm not going to open the phone lines, but I am going to call, because I want to call Jans so he can talk about his documentary and tell me how to pronounce his name correctly. But I got to go back here to there to there. Okay, Jans, I'm calling you. Right, I'm going through Smart Call, so this should be nice and easy.
Yeah, hi, Toby.
Hi, Jans, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you so much. You pronounced my name perfect.
Oh, good. I was worried. And Masuda is correct as well, right?
Masuda is correct as well. My wife is here too.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Tell her. I apologize for promoting her to producer and director, but I think she deserves it.
It's all good. It's all good. Thank you.
So,
Thank you so much.
So you've been here now, what? So you were in New Mexico. You left on Sunday, right?
Yeah, I left, yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what you saw and how you felt about what you saw.
What I saw, I saw a lot of people and a lot of faces that I knew from YouTube and from social media. And for me, it was a great thing. I had the chance to talk to way more people than I expected. Mm-hmm. And at this point, I want to mention that I'm very impressed by the warm, how do you say?
Reception?
The warm treatment, how they get along with each other. You know what I mean? Everybody is very, very friendly, welcoming. And that was obvious. Something that surprised me a lot, even though everybody's somehow a competitor, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody is looking for its own treasure, but at the same time, they're sharing all the same passion and sticking together. And there are some stories I never heard before, and it's just amazing. For example, the one with Bill Sullivan, and he's just one example. But I can tell you the guy is just great personality, and I didn't take notice of him before. He came actually to me, and he asked me, "Hey, can you interview me?" And I said, "Yeah, of course. Are you a searcher?" He said, "Yes." And then I said, "Okay, listen, it's a bit late right now, but tomorrow morning, I promise, I'll be there." And and that was one of my favorite moments at that weekend. Also, mach mal aus, ganz kurz. Hallo?
Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah, we're still here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I feel like Bill Seattle Sullivan deserves his own documentary in some way, don't you?
This guy, for sure. Also, this guy is just an awesome guy, almost like a role model. The circumstances he has to deal with, and the way he's positive and facing this challenge as a focus in his life. You know what I mean? That's like everything which is turning in his life is focused on this treasure hunt. Just like really impressing how this guy makes the best out of it. I can't tell too much, Toby, because I already exposed a lot more than I usually do. But I hope that people somehow liked it. And like I said, if people have feedback or ideas or want to give me comments, hey, feel free to send me an email. It's my first and my last name at gmail.com. And I will take a look at every email that comes. I just want to make a film or a documentary that is for the searchers, you know, with the searchers, for the searchers, and not something that is kind of strange or not really showing the passion, the mysterious, and the whole thing around is the magic of this hunt. That this is important to me, that this comes over to the people who don't know the treasure, the Fenn treasure, and the story behind it.
So
And
one of
that's why
the
it's a documentary, right?
no, that it's a perfect vehicle for that. And based on the footage, what little footage I saw in your teaser, it was well shot, well put together. You must have done you must have been editing on the way home to get that kind of job. But I thought you put it all together with the storytelling, and you know, I noticed the quality of your equipment when you were visiting our house, and you can see the result of the quality of your equipment and your understanding of the documentary vehicle in the footage that you shot. I was very impressed with it.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it, Toby.
It was my pleasure. And so keep us informed whenever you feel as you're making progress with the development of the documentary. You know we're here on Wednesday and Friday nights. So please feel free to call us or send me a text and let me know that you have an update and that you want to talk about it. And we'll make sure that we call you so that you can continue to update us. The community is always interested to see how we as a community are being perceived because you know, we don't want to be treated. We're all a little bit crazy, and I feel like I can say that comfortably. But we're not insane, and we don't want people thinking we're insane about this. We're just passionate about what we're doing, and you seem to have captured some of that in the footage that you collected the time that you were here. Do you expect to come back to New Mexico anytime soon?
It depends a bit. Maybe if I come back, I'll let you know. But,
okay.
There's definitely plans. Toby, if you allow, I just want to make one or two sentences.
Yeah.
So I would like to thank everybody who spent this time to give me an interview this weekend. I don't take it for granted. I just have to say that every one of them is awesome in its own kind. The people that you see on YouTube who have their own channels, when you meet them in person, they have way more to offer than you see in those shows. And I'm also including you, Toby and Shelly. It was just awesome. For those people who don't know, I met Toby after 9 p.m. on Friday night. I think it was 9:30. And Toby took his time, I think, until almost 3 a.m. without kicking me out. And he offered me, hey, if you need a place to rest,
well, I was worried because it was nearing 3 o'clock in the morning, and I know you had to drive back to Santa Fe. And then when I heard that your room the next day was so terrible, I was sorry that I didn't insist on you staying at my place.
I wasn't in Santa Fe. We came from where did we rest in Kingsman? And we arrived then in Albuquerque like at 9 p.m. And then at 3 when we were ready, we drove then to Santa Fe. And then we came to, I mean, I can say this, we came to a Motel 6. There was just one room left. We had a reservation, and this room was so bad.
Yeah.
My wife said right away, hey, this room stinks and doesn't look clean. I sleep in the car. And so we had to sleep the night in the car. It was awful. I think I never did that before.
And
but
you
at
have a
the
Jeep.
same
You have a
time-
Jeep Wrangler, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was fully loaded with equipment, so
Oh,
there was not so much space. But let me just say one thing. We were really done the next morning, and we had to go to the Fennboree, you know.
Mhm, yeah.
We got in a room, took a shower, we were there. But that night was already kind of challenging. And then when I met Seattle Sullivan, and he told me, you know what, I'm homeless, I live in my car.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, holy cow.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had to sleep one night in my car. I was totally done. And all the rooms were sold out in Santa Fe.
Yeah.
I was really willing to spend whatever. But that guy really got my respect and attention. And yeah.
Well, we got there after they had the drawing, and he saw me. He saw Shelley and I walking up towards the shelter, and he opened the book that he had won, and he knew which page I had signed it on, and he showed me that page, and he said, "Look, Toby." And I thought he was just showing the page. I didn't realize that Fenn had made that big X on it. So he's he knows everybody, and he's a good soul. You can tell he has some struggles that, not everybody has to go through, but he's documentary worthy. As far as if I was doing a documentary, I'd sure talk to him for a variety of reasons. So I have a couple of questions from the room for you. One is, are you also searching for the treasure?
No, I'm not searching for the treasure, and also I can't do it because it would be a conflict with the work that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, I have to do research. That is what I'm doing. And I did quite a lot of research. So I'm dealing with that topic intensively and with the idea of the documentary for about 3-4 months, even though I know about the treasure since 2012.
Yeah.
But at that time I was at grad school. I had different problems, to make my graduation. And I said, okay, don't waste any thought about it. But when I read an article, a German article about the treasure hunt in March, I was really surprised it still wasn't found. And that's how it gathered my attention back. You said something, Toby, you realized that your sport was kind of, that you had nothing. And I tell the story, it's just 2 sentences, to the people who asked me, what do you think about the search? And I said, I tried to locate some of the clues. And then, like 2 months ago, I was on a flight from LA to Seattle, okay? Not to visit Bill Sullivan, just for a job, But in that flight, 2.5 hours, which is kind of the distance from Santa Fe to Montana, I realized how big the search area is, and that it is impossible. And but nevertheless, it fascinates actually even more that people are so persistent to find it. And one thing I would like to mention is Cynthia said something very interesting, and I have a lot of respect for Cynthia. Thank you so much that you spent your time and gave me your interview. She said there is a walk of shame. And that walk of shame is when you go for boots on the ground and you get back with nothing.
Right.
And she said, for me, that doesn't exist. Every walk for her is kind of a victory, or at least she has a positive takeaway. And that is what I see on most of the searchers, and that impressed me a lot. Yeah.
Well,
I wanted to say that.
I think all of us have experienced, we call it the walk of shame, but it's it comes from the fact that we're all bragging about how we're going to return with a treasure. And of course, there have been many of us that have gone multiple times, in my case 32 times, and have returned without the treasure. So after about the 5th one, you get used to the idea. Your family and friends aren't quite as used to it as you are, but you are. So Well, let me let you go. Thank you for visiting
Yeah.
with us on Friday. Make sure that the next time you come to New Mexico, that you let us know, and that you plan on spending a couple of nights here in Albuquerque. And maybe I'll even take you up for a ride to the Rio de los Pinos so you can see how beautiful it is up there.
Please, Rio
Yeah.
de los Pinos.
Yeah.
It's legendary.
It's got its own story now. And give our love and best wishes to Masuda for us, please.
I will, Masura. Yeah, say hi to Shelly too. Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
And Toby, thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. What a
So
great guy.
again, his email is just his name, jensesser@gmail.com.
Let me make sure I have it correct here. Let's see. So it's, Jen. Here, I'll post it in the thing. I think Julie already did, didn't she?
Yeah, they said, could we do it in the again or put it in the comments or something? Description box or something.
So and I'll put it in the description or in one of the comments. I'll pin a comment of that. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's Jens. You saw the work that he did. I think I forgot to ask him the questions about the camera, but he shoots Sony Alphas. But the lenses that he had a pair of them when he was here, and I don't know what he was carrying up there. I can take a look back. He also has the DJI Ninja gimbal, and he has the high-end DJI drone. So he has some really for an independent filmmaker, he has the equipment that one could use to make a quality film. And it was obvious, like I said, by the footage that you saw he had shot already. It was really good. He shot our interviews. He started with Shelley. He was here right after the show. Then he set up the lights in my living room, and he shot Shelley there, and she was there for
He shot me.
About an hour and a half.
Yeah, well, first we did the faux show.
Oh, right. We did the faux show.
There for about an hour.
Right. And then he shot Shelley. I think Kevin was calling, like, where's my wife? What have you done with my wife? So Shelley left about midnight, 11:30, midnight?
Yeah, it was about midnight.
And then he did his different setup, slightly different setup for me, and it was 3 o'clock when they were leaving that morning. So that's why I was a little bit slow at Fennboree, because I got about 4 hours sleep that night. So.
And they had less.
And I had to make the pozole. The pozole.
Yes, Eric, they live in L.A., in the L.A. area. In fact, that night they were getting texts from family members and friends about the earthquake.
Yeah.
I forgot to ask him if his TV fell over. They were so worried about their big screen TV followed over.
He was thinking, Masuda was reading text messages that she was getting from her family going like, we just had a 7.1 thing. And he started thinking about it and he says, I hope my TV is okay. He has a 72-inch, one of those 72-inch Sonys sitting on a table in his TV room, whatever it is. And he was worried about his TV. So. Thankfully, I should have asked him if his TV made it through. But great people.
Minotaur wants to know, what's your opinion on the Fennboree quote, I know the chest is wet today?
Yeah, a lot has been made of. I actually had Cynthia. Cynthia went up to visit him on Monday, and she called me and told me, let me read to you what Cynthia said about it. So, I said, check on this for me. And I don't remember who said it. Fenn said that the treasure chest was
wet. It was
wet.
Sasha, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right. It was on Sasha and Jason Dent. And they had heard him say it when they were up there. And so I asked Cynthia, confirm what he said about the treasure chest was wet while he was looking out at the rain, while he was standing in the shelter. And she said, okay, we'll verify. She texted me back a while. She said, Forrest he said a long time ago that the chest is wet. This was nothing new and does not imply it's in New Mexico. But he didn't. And then I wrote back, but he didn't say it at this event. Is that correct? And she texted me back and she said, yes, he said it while it was raining at the shelter. So make of it what you will. if you take his words that he gave to Cynthia, she puts it in quotes. Forrest said, he said a long time ago that the chest was wet. This is nothing new and does not imply it's in New Mexico. Rats.
So
anything to get to the toaster.
Jens said his TV is okay.
Oh, good. Jens, tell him what kind of equipment you were carrying that night. Your Sony's, the lenses you had on them were amazing. And I know you had a DJI Ninja gimbal, and you also have the DJI, what's the high-end drone? We spent half the night talking about cool technology, honestly. So
yeah, that's why it was till 3 in the morning.
So phone your jolly friend. Are you talking about Brian Hooley? Hang on. Let me go back to, because I just used my regular. Oh, I got about 10 emails. Let me see where the emails are coming from real quick. Rocky.
DJI Ronin S.
Ronin S. That's the
Video Toro?
Gimbal, yeah, the Video Toro.
Looked like a Video Toro.
Yeah, it did look like a. The treasure has been found at Aspen Peak. To call it a call. So John Lauro, our friend from Los Angeles, rides the train. He says, "Did the subject come up that the treasure has been found at Aspen Peak?" The caller that called your show last week. So the caller, it's been 2 weeks now. John, he actually put up a post called spell it for him. Binfa9. Remember?
Oh.
Was it B-I-N-H?
B-I-N-G.
B-I-N-G FA, F-A9.com. He put up his entire solution. There was literally no discussion of it at Fennboree. The only discussion was the night that he called me, and that is likely that Fenn had no. It wasn't found. Neither by.
There were no announcements at Fennboree.
There were no
anybody
announcements.
finding the treasure, of anybody bringing the bracelet to Fenn, or of anything to do with anybody seeing or knowing where the treasure was. It's funny how all that stuff occurs online, but not in person.
So this is from, I think it's from John. Could be what is man-made that is not a structure? I'm curious why he does not say
people.
It's not related to anything man-made. He's never he's always used man-made structure, implying that there might be structures of other kind that nature has made, I guess. But I think the implication is it's not going to be under an outhouse or a train station. Let me see if I can find the gentleman. It's from Brian. Okay, so Hooley, what did you call him? That's
Jolly friend.
Our jolly friend. Let's call our jolly friend. Brian, we're calling you. Ta-ta. See what Brian has to say. And then after we finish this call. So Jerry Vacker, we're going to save your stuff for Friday night. We'll read the emails. We'll put it together with what you sent us. And then we'll give you a call on Friday night. So this is Brian. Let's see if he's in. People tell us to call him and then...
Welcome to the voicemail of 9077.
Oh, gosh, we want to do that.
So we got Minotaur Marino says, I know you have felt Forrest was mad at you in the past. Do you feel like he likes you more now? You've been really good for his search.
Minotaur.
I think at Fennboree, everybody liked everybody.
Yeah.
Hostility is reduced tenfold when you meet people in person, rather than being on the internet with that anonymity between you. It's very different. You go there expecting certain people who've been antagonistic online to be that way in person, and nobody was antagonistic toward us. There were a couple of people who avoided us, didn't talk to us, just walked the long way around. But for the most part, everybody was very friendly, open, gave us hugs, wanted to take pictures, have us sign their Thrill of the Chase book. So, yeah, it was a good experience.
So I feel like my relationship with Fenn is like my relationship with my ex-wife, right? With my ex-wife, we still have daughters that get married, have grandchildren have birthdays, so we're going to bump into each other. So we're at least civil to one another. Here's what I can say about Forrest. There are things that I have said that have upset him, sometimes really, really very upset. At the same time, whenever he has had an event that he wanted to live stream or that he wanted to record or whatever, he asks me to do it. And we got along grandly. I don't know if you have ever watched the Jamie Jordan event. At the end, as I'm just kind of closing out the thing, he walks up to me and he says some very, very nice words. And at this event, it was the same thing. We talked. He came over and talked to us. He talked to other people. He allowed me to help him back around because he wasn't going to get back up that step again. And he allowed me to help him around the side to get back into the middle of the shelter. And when we were done, he said, "It was nice seeing you again, and thank you." And so there, if you want to be mad, don't be mad at Fennboree. There's too many good people that you come in contact with over the year for this treasure hunt. Let them, Fennboree is not the place for it. So I would say that we don't have a tense relationship. It's just that sometimes I make him mad and not mad. I don't want to say mad. Mad is the wrong word. Sometimes
But if it was a thing where they talked in person, it would be such a non-event.
Yeah.
It's just because it's, heard through the grapevine or, in the interwebs, stretches the truth a bit. And, it magnifies things.
I have, in my time since 2013, received a couple of emails from Forrest that told me he was mad about something I said or did. And I wrote back and I apologized. And I think that's enough to maintain our relationship. I have never had any, I can't tell you the number of times, I haven't counted the number of times that I've been in Forrest's presence, but it's never been uncomfortable for either one of us. We get along fine. So I don't want you to think that there's this battle of
wills.
Battle of wills going on. We like each other. I like him. I think he likes me. He sure as heck likes Shelley. And I think, our relationship is based on the fact that we both have the same interest, and that is the success of this treasure hunt. So I'd like to think that we're his biggest promoters. We're always positive about it, and we'll stay that way. He's never done anything to hurt me or Shelley, and I don't feel like I've done anything to hurt him, except occasionally, piss him off, and then we talk about it. So, okay, so we got a voicemail while I'm talking. I guess, what else do we need to do? Let me do this one voicemail. Yeah, and then we'll open up the phone lines. There was so this is from 650. There was a rumor on Facebook that Forrest said the lead searcher was not at Fennboree. Did you hear anything about this? There you go. That's the correct answer.
Oh my goodness.
Forrest
rumors.
Yeah, it is. It's a rumor. B, I can assure you that Fenn has never used the phrase lead searcher. Yeah.
Of adult beverages going on at Fennboree as well. So many things were probably said.
Okay. Here we go. Let me see what this got. Oh, quick hang up. All right. So I am going to turn on, that's all the text messages. Let's do because Sully's here, and open phone.
Hello. Hello.
Who's there? I'm talking. Hello.
Hello. Who is this?
You know what this is.
You know who this is.
That's how.
All right. That's how. Those guys are so funny. Wait. Okay, phone lines are open. 866-597-9901. That's 866. Wow, somebody jumped on that.
Somebody's ready. Ready to go.
Hey, you reached Toby and Shelley. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your observation on the state of the Fenn treasure hunt?
Hi, this is Mike from Ohio.
Hey, Mike.
Guys?
Mike.
I talked to you a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to see if you could just do maybe a quick rundown of maybe some new ideas or hints that came out of Fennboree.
Well, so I would say that I'm at a distinct disadvantage since I only attended Fennboree that one day. We only attended the one day. And honestly, I had 10 minutes max with Fenn, and that was in the company of other people surrounding us and just kind of making sure the activity was when he asked the name of the magazine, I could answer that for him that Margie Goldsmith had published her article in. So we didn't get a lot of time with him. I would say that if there was anything, it would be whatever Cynthia documented. Now, Cynthia Meacham has both a blog, Chasing Fenn's Treasure, and she has a YouTube channel. And I know she made a bunch of posts to the blog, including photographs of all the additional doodles he had made. I don't know how much you know about the book. You know, Cynthia acquired a copy of The Thrill of the Chase. She had Fenn go through it, make some doodles, sign his name to it. Then she asked a bunch of searchers to add their signatures and wishes to it. Then during Fennboree, Fenn actually sat down with that book and made some additional doodles. And while he was doing that, Cynthia was taking pictures over his shoulder or maybe from behind the table. And she posted all of those onto her blog this afternoon. So you might go back there, and if there's anything in the pictures, the additional doodles he was doing, including the one that I mentioned earlier on the page where I had signed my name on the map page across from the poem. So there might be something there. And then she made some videos. She shot a lot of video, and she's putting those up slowly but surely on her YouTube channel. Hang on.
Cynthia is the best person to speak to because she speaks to Fenn as a friend. They don't normally talk about the treasure, but they do talk about their lives and their families.
Yeah.
And so she's very good about not reading into anything he says or not blowing it out of proportion or double checking with him what he means. She's really always very good about making very certain of did Fenn say this and what did he mean by it before she shares it with anybody. So she's, I think, the best one in the whole search to listen to when you have questions about what Fenn said or what he meant.
Yeah, I think because of exactly what
Unless
Shelley
you were
said.
talking to Fenn himself.
Right. So I just posted Cynthia's YouTube channel, and there is a video around 3 minutes long, and it's called the TTOTC Doodle Drawing. So it might be the
And
imagery.
she just put this one up.
Fennboree 2019. So go to that channel. She's just added several videos from Fennboree. Oh, there's two, but she said she had more. One of them is called the TTOTC Doodle Drawing, and the other is called Fennboree 2019, the Thursday Night Hoedown. Wait a minute, Cynthia. We do the Hoedown. So, yeah, I didn't hear anything that was... there was... I was going to say that was heart-stopping in terms of the search, but honestly, I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear any, he made the comment about the chest is wet, and people interpreted that. There was a rumor that he had said, there was something else that was eventually disproven. The woman who actually said it claimed it, and then there was the comment about the one that we heard today. So no, there was just nothing there. It was as social a Fenn-related event as I have been to. So I don't remember talking to a lot of people. There seemed to be a lot more, and I wasn't there. But I think Christy gave me the impression that the function at the junction up north, there was a lot more of that, a lot more, presentation of suppositions and things like that. People, whenever searchers get together, they do talk a lot, but I didn't hear anything that I would say is groundbreaking.
Okay.
Did I bore you when you hung up?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, go take a look at.
No, not at all.
Okay, go take a look at Cynthia's YouTube page that I just posted, and let me get ES. Could you do me a favor and get her? It's Chasing Fenn's Treasure. Post her blog on there as well. She's pretty reliable. I trust Cynthia. She's a Class A intelligence source as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, that's great.
All right.
All right. You guys have a great couple of days. I'll see you on Friday.
Oh, good. We look forward to it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Minotaur says, after being there this weekend and meeting so many people, what do you hope will be remembered from this particular Fennboree?
You're the life coach. You answer that.
What stood out to me was the whole thing about, and even if people are somewhat hostile online, when you get face to face with them, that all drops away. We recognize that, we're in a beautiful place together, and we have this moment in time.
Hold on, caller.
To
Shelley's
be
talking.
kind to one another, and I've found everybody taking advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah, I would agree. I think, as I said, it was just most pleasant, and I think the sense that I got was that there seems to be a realization after let's see, 9 years of us looking for this treasure, is that we're all kind of in the same boat. We're all floating in the same boat, and we just need to help each other. And you got a real sense of that. Hey, caller, you reached Shelley and Toby. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your observation?
Hey guys, it's Brad and Sarah Kinzer from Pagosa Springs, Colorado.
Hey guys,
Sarah. That's her name, Sarah.
Sarah. Yeah. Hi.
Hey.
So we're glad that you could call. So I told him I told him that you had found the crazy screw that Silver Fox had left, but in return, you left something there in the same treasure location.
Monetary donation to the treasure search.
Uh-huh. And so here's what Shelley and I are going to do. We know the location, of course. We don't have to go back and look for it again. So we're going to write a complete poem, not leave out the second two stanzas or the last two stanzas. And we'll publish it on Friday. So if anybody wants to go back up to that area, they can go.
They happen to be in Santa Fe or near there.
Yeah, exactly. So we know it's in Hyde Park, but everybody should go there.
Spot, yeah.
So you guys were there. Were you guys there for the whole week? How long were you there at Fennboree?
So we just showed up on Saturday morning. We left here about crack of dawn, probably about 5 o'clock. But got there in time to mingle with a few of the people.
We got there a lot earlier than the time to mingle with people.
Yeah. Well, I think what
we got
helped
to meet a lot of interesting people and a lot of people we've seen on YouTube channels and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I had one of the funnest times that we've ever had on a day trip, and just had a great time. The funnest part was searching for the
treasure,
for the coin in the rain.
We started getting hailed on and rained on, and there was lightning and thunder, and the dog was drenched, and all she wanted to do was run 6 miles in front of us to get back to the car. And
I didn't even know you guys had a dog with you. Did you say you were from Pagosa Springs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love Pagosa Springs.
You told them that.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're welcome anytime. We would love to have you guys up here.
We'll take advantage of that offer. Yeah. So,
Ellie, you and I shopping.
Go ahead.
We're going to do what now?
We're going to go shopping.
Oh, shopping. Oh, okay. And what about those hot springs? We can get in there?
Oh, definitely going soaking.
Yay.
It's not a group thing, definitely a girls thing.
Oh, that sounds like
Actually,
fun.
it's one of the few times that I will take my clothes off in public. So. not all of them. Not all of them.
Now everybody's got that in their head.
Yeah, it's a kind of a frightening thought, I know. But it was fun because it's so social. I remember just telling Fenn stories the whole time we were in the tub with a bunch of people that we didn't know.
Well, it's not exactly a tub. It's like that big giant pool.
So yeah, so I feel like we left Fennboree with very good feelings about the event, the people we met. It sounds like you guys had the same kind of impression.
Well, I was very hesitant because I don't know as much as Brad does about the search and the areas and things to look for, but the people there were just genuinely some of the most open, sweetest people I think I've ever been in contact with this type of thing, and that I didn't expect.
Lots of down to earth people. Everybody there we met was just real down to earth and great people to be around.
But not to mention, there was this one cook that made this pozole that was just die for.
Did you guys actually get some? I know I'm going to have to make 2 batches the next time.
It was like,
it's not bragging if you can back it up, Toby, and you backed it up.
Well, good. I'm happy to hear that. Have you seen the Sasha and Jason's kind of wrap up from Saturday or Sunday, I think?
It was Sunday or Monday.
Yeah, we watched that.
Sunday.
Oh, okay. Because she talked about Sarah. She went on for a couple of minutes about Sarah and how much she enjoyed her company. So it was really cute. It was very cute. Well,
we had a great time, and we encourage anybody else that considers it next year, if there's another Fennboree next year, to go.
Yeah,
absolutely.
At least for Saturday. Next year, we plan on probably doing a 3 or 4 day deal, camping out and having coffee with some of the other people, and it's just a really good time. Great people to be around.
Oh, good. That was the impression we left with. It wasn't last year because of the fires. It all had to be indoors, and I just don't think there was the community connectivity that there was this year. It just seemed this year everybody was on the same kind of wavelength and enjoying the event. I thought it was great that a lot of people brought their kids with them, and there was no screaming kids. You know, they were all seemed to be entertained and busy with one another and making their own set of friends. So I look forward to the next one. So.
Well, I know that if I don't walk away with the Fenn treasure, at least I came in second place to a really exciting adventure.
Well, so I'll let you know. So like I said, what we're going to do is publish the poem on Friday, let everybody know that they can go back and that you and Brad donated whatever the treasure is in the same location right now.
Wonderful.
It's valued at a lot more than the screw we got.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah. Well, it was so cute because
it could be a dime and be
after I didn't know that Silver Fox had hidden something else until he brought it up right in front of you. No, I'm sorry. I did know. And then when you got so excited about it, my first reaction was, wait, should I tell her that it's just a screw? But you were, number one.
I was just excited that I knew where it was.
Yeah, you were adamant. You were. If I had told you it was a spider, you would have still gone.
I would have gone it. Gone and got it.
Yeah. All right, guys.
The whole way back, I would have brought it to you.
Yeah.
It's a
spider. Well, we look forward to seeing you the next time you're in town. If we ever get up Pagosa Springs Way in the summer, we'll let you know in advance so we can get together for some cocktails or a nice soak or some shopping. You and Shelley can go shopping.
Absolutely.
All right.
Great meeting you guys the other day, and I hope you have a great week, the rest of it.
It was our pleasure. Thanks for calling in, and thanks for sharing in the excitement of Fennboree with us.
No problem.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
We'll make sure you write down who that was so we have their number, so in case we want to invite them to something.
It was this one, right?
Started with a 9.
Yeah. Let me share that. Oh, not Brad.
Brad.
Okay. Hold on. Give me 1 second, because if I don't do this now, I will forget. And I'll be stuck in the same place that I was after Fennboree when I didn't do this.
And when you couldn't remember anybody's name.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't
know.
want to do that again.
You got to do it right away, or we forget.
Or we forget because we're old.
Yeah, we met a lot of people, so.
Okay, there, we now have it. Okay, it's getting up to 9 o'clock, so I'm going to turn off the phone, guys, and we'll close up the show. Let me see. Phone line. So great calls. As you can see, for the people that were at Fennboree, everybody had a pretty much similar experience. Huli and ES, was there something in the room that I need to take care of? Because I saw you guys talking back and forth and saying that I was the only one. Did you throw somebody out of the room accidentally? Don't feel bad.
It's happened before.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Huli, just let me know if I need to do something. Did you toss Davio out?
Well, I think they put him in timeout, but I don't know if that was an intentional or what happened.
Well, if it's just okay, all is good. All right, if it's just timeout, he'll be back, and we'll explain to him that was a mistake. Oh, okay.
It was a while ago.
So let me do this real quick before we sign off. I'm going to share this screenshot. That's Cynthia's YouTube page, and as you can see here, she's got the Fennboree 2019 Thursday Night Hoedown, and then the doodle drawing, which has to do that. This is again Bill Seattle Sullivan, and he's the one that won the doodle book. So that would be good.
A doodle book. He won the thrill of the chase with all the doodles.
Okay, so what's going on? So please go to It's Not a Restoration. Please go to It's Not a Restoration.
101.
101. It's not a YouTube channel. It's Not a Restoration, but the channel name is 101. Yeah. And take a look at our first video. It was fun. Shelly did all the shooting.
Yeah.
I did all the editing.
Go meet Bronzy McVanster. And
she wrote a story.
And read her story.
Yeah, she wrote a story about the object that I was restoring, this vintage toy car that I was restoring. I did all the work.
Bronzy
she did all the shooting.
Vanster.
I did all the handwork. She did all the shooting, and then we kind of edited it.
We shared
together.
The shooting.
Yeah.
Because it was 2 cameras.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun, and like I said, we're going to be working
start
developing this
sharing
channel.
the editing soon here.
Yeah. So go take a look at it.
Now
it was
that
fun.
you've got it figured out how you want it.
So
all right.
What's the rest of the week like?
That, and also the softer side, softerside.live, and check out today's video. We talked about how the past does not define your future. So if you've been looking for the treasure and haven't found it yet, it's a good show to watch. We're going to be back on Friday with another softer side at 4 o'clock. We're going to be talking about success or happiness. Which one's more important? And then we'll be here Friday night for Friday Fandango. I was going to call it Fennboree. Friday Fandango. And we'll talk more to Jerry from Texas.
Jerry Becker from Texas.
About
so we'll
his
talk about his solution
and his pictures that he sent us. What else?
And we're gonna share the new treasure poem with you for the treasure that Brad and Sarah hid in the same location that we hid our treasure for Fennboree.
We're gonna keep it going.
So we're just gonna keep it going, and then we got all these jewelry, girl necklaces that we got that we're gonna be hiding as well. So I think we may put that back. We'll put that in the Pecos, so you don't have to drive so far. Maybe in the Rio Grande, either the Pecos or the Rio Grande, so that you can look for it. It's not a big drive. And then I think what I'll do is you all saw Jan's teaser. We'll play that again Friday night in case you're looking at this late. You didn't.
It'll be in the video.
Yeah.
Tonight's
video. That's right.
They could go back and look at it.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's been a ball. We'll see you on Friday.